It's recommended you view all video segments in their entirety before beginning the installation process. Then refer back to a specific installation process as needed. Some individuals don't want to completely transform their bathtubs into a shower, but they have a hard time entering and exiting the tub. Well, we have a solution. We can install a walk-through insert. A walk-through insert is great for a number of reasons. It provides a safer and easier entry into the tub area by removing the biggest barrier. It also reduces the possibility of falls while getting in or out of the tub. We can install a walk-through insert over any type of existing tub, whether it is made of fiberglass, steel, or cast iron. A walk-through insert is an inexpensive alternative compared to more costly renovation options. The insert can be installed in less than 1 day. Before you begin, measure the rail to determine which insert you'll be using. They come in small, medium, and large. Next, you'll need to make sure you have all the appropriate tools. Refer to your installation manual for a complete list of tools. Now that you have all of your tools, you should check the existing tub for chips, cracks, or any other deformities. If you find anything, tell the owner or your manager prior to beginning the work. It's finally time to install the insert. First, you'll need to mark the insert location. Find the center point of the tub and measure back half the distance of the insert itself. This is where you will set the template to be traced. Place the insert templates over the tub and trace on both sides. Use a Sharpie marker so the lines stand out. Flip the template over and trace on the inside of the tub. You now have the proper template lines to begin cutting the tub. But first, you'll want to cover the drain. Tape over an open drain or close the push and pull ones. This will keep any shavings from falling into the drain. Before you begin cutting, put on your filter mask, safety goggles, ear protectors, and gloves. Remember that this installation can be done for any type of tub, but for this demonstration, we'll be cutting a steel tub. Note that on fiberglass or steel tubs, you'll need a sawzall. For cast iron tubs, you'll use a side grinder with a diamond blade. You will start by cutting entry points on your top corners so you can then make your downward cuts. Begin cutting on the vertical lines that will connect to the bottom cuts. Try to be as accurate as you possibly can. A side grinder may come in handy for making a starter cut where the side and bottom cuts meet. You can come back and clean up the corners once the tub piece is removed. Cut out the side and bottom markings on both sides of the tub. Leave the top markings for the very last cut. You will finish off by cutting the top 2 sides of the tub. Your tub opening is now completely cut out. Clean up the mess you just made. Use your dustpan and sweep up all the shavings, then vacuum the area thoroughly. Cutting a cast iron tub is more difficult because you must use the side grinder with the attached shop vac to prep the entire tub. You also have to make several passes with the side grinder to completely cut through the tub. You will start by cutting the bottom, then continue to cut and connect the corners until you have cut the entire panel. After your panel is cut out, it's time to install the insert. Grab a piece of cardboard. Place the cardboard onto the ends of the tub and start tracing the profile of the tub. Place the appropriate marking on the tracing so you know which side was traced. Repeat this step for the opposite side. Next, cut out the cardboard templates with scissors. Remember to cut both the left and right sides. We suggest you cut some support blocks out of 2x4 studs. You will need to measure the width of the opening on the left and right sides. The wood blocks will help support the apron walls and provide a good area for the adhesive to settle. Hold the 2x4 halfway up the opening and trace lines on both sides of the opening onto the 2x4 marking the width. Mark your 2x4 so you know if it's the right or left side. Do the same for the opposite side, then cut your wood according to your markings. While holding the 2x4 in place halfway up the side of the cutout, place one dot with your Sharpie on the bathtub about 3/4 of an inch from the top of the wood block and another dot about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the wood block. Do this on both the inside and outside of the apron on both sides. These dots will mark the location of screw placement that will hold the wood blocks in place. Remove the blocks and drill 1/8 inch holes in the bathtub where you place the screw marks. Place the wood blocks back into place and drive a screw through the drilled holes into the wood block. You should have 4 screws per block. You will now install the support for the bottom of the insert. Stack 2x4 stud blocks from the floor to the bottom of the walk-through insert. Note that you should always be prepared with 2x4 studs, pieces of 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch plywood, and various thicknesses of scrap acrylic. Until you cut the tub out, you won't know how much scrap wood and acrylic you'll need to support the bottom of the walk-through insert. Note, for wood floors, you will screw the bottom piece into the floor. For other floors, you will use adhesives. Make sure the floor is dust-free. If there is a brace, you may need to cut the 2x4 into 2 pieces to avoid it. Place a good amount of adhesive onto the floor. Place the 2x4 on top of the adhesive on the floor and press firmly into place. Make sure it's secure. Apply adhesive on top of the 2x4 inside the tub. Place the next 2x4 on top of the already inserted 2x4 and press firmly into place. Continue this process until you have built the support up high enough to contact the bottom of the walk-through insert. Next, you will cut your insert. Place your cutout patterns on the respective sides of the walk-through insert. Because the inside plane of the tub is sloped, you must put the slanted part of the walk-through insert on the inside of the tub. Place the pattern on the side of the walk-through insert about 1 5/16 inches above the bottom of the insert and trace. Repeat for the other side using that side's template. Using a straight edge, extend down your pattern sidelines to the bottom edge in order to line up the respective traced patterns on each end of the insert. Then connect both side markings across the bottom. This will give you a straight line to follow when cutting the bottom. Grab your jigsaw and make sure it also has a felt protector. Insert a short blade into the jigsaw. This is extremely important. The length of the blade stroke, when fully extended, should not exceed 1 1/2 inches. Otherwise, it will cut through the top side of the insert. Start cutting along the trace lines. Once you've cut along the bottom and both sides, the cut section will come out as one piece. Try to clean up your mess along the way. This makes the job easier in the long run. Use your deburring tool to clean up all of the edges and then test fit the insert over the cutout area of the bathtub. Stand on the insert with clean shoes. If it flexes or bows down with your weight, then you need to make some adjustments. You can either cut higher on the sides of the insert, or you can add more wood to the support blocks. After proper fit is accomplished, take off the insert. Add a liberal amount of adhesive to the wood blocks on each side and on top of the stack of wood resting on the floor. Do not apply adhesive directly to the insert at this time. Push the insert into place. It is now time to apply your finish adhesive, which means you're almost done. You will seal the entire insert from one end to the other. Place a good bead along the upper edges and proceed down the sides. Clean up your beads with a caulk finishing tool and make sure they look nice. Use a mirror to help apply adhesives to the bottom of the insert. The final step will be to apply the slip-resistant step pad if required. Wipe down the step with denatured alcohol. Center the pad on the step and make a couple of small marks to indicate position. You can use your tape measure to double check that you're centered. Peel off the backing from the pad and press into place using your guide marks for position. Clean up any exposed marks using denatured alcohol. When you are done, vacuum up any debris and clean up the area. You have successfully installed a walk-through insert. Not as hard as it seemed, is it? To recap walk-through insert, place template on desired location and trace. Cover the drain area and cut tub opening. Cut and install support blocks. Cut walk-through insert. Test fit and trim as necessary. Apply adhesive and install walk-through insert. Apply finish adhesive and slip-resistant step pad if required.